Welcome to Kinsmen Field in North Vancouver. It's a beautiful day for the beautiful game, and we have got some League One Men's Division action coming up for you as the home side, Altitude FC, looking for their first win of the 2023 season, play host to new boys in the league, Harbourside FC from Nanaimo, travelling, looking to try and get some kickstart their season as well. Should be a fantastic afternoon. I'll give you a quick run through of the teams. We'll go in numerical order. For the visitors, Harbourside FC, goalkeeper Marco Illich. Number 2, midfielder Jordan McKinty. Number 7, forward Suka Beheri. Number 8, midfielder Tyson Chitani. Number 9, defender and captain Matt Mirasa. Number 13, defender Declan Brown. Number 15, Noah Billadou. Number 16, midfielder Charlie Purcell. Number 20, forward Taylor Arbour. Number 21, Matthew Coburn. He's a defender as well. And number 22, midfielder Ambrose Tinmouth. For your hosts, Altitude FC, still going through their warm-ups just now. In goal, we've got Trevor Schneider. Number 3, Wiz Shavula. Number 5, Sako Kanati. Number 6, Matthew Marshall. Number 8, Connor Hildebrandt. Number 11, Raphael George. Number 14, Atos Di Sequeira. Number 15, Declan Fremont. Number 20, David Rodriguez. And number 22, their captain, Nathan Walters. Number 23, Lucas Booth. And we should have a fantastic game of action here this afternoon for you at Kinsmen Field. I'm your match commentator, Michael McCall. I'll have the action all afternoon for you. Altitude playing in their all blue jerseys. Harbourside playing in the white jerseys with the blue trim and the blue shorts. Altitude currently sitting 8th in League 1BC, played 4 games, just 1 point to show for it so far. That was in a draw at home against Unity FC in their second game of the season. Harbourside sitting 5th at the moment in the men's division standings. They've played 6 matches, the most in the league so far. They will reach the halfway point of their season today. They've got 1 win, 3 defeats, 1 win, 3 draws and 2 losses to show for their 6 points, and they will get the action underway here at Kinsmen Field. Harbourside are going to be shooting from right to left in this first half, and Altitude in their different all blue, light blue away strips, shooting from left to right. Not sure if head coach Fally Bass is wanting to try and get something different from the team, maybe trying some lucky jerseys here as we are underway here at Kinsmen Field. And right away, Harbourside on the attack. First shot of the game there from Taylor Arbour. Couldn't get any direction on that, and that one easily runs past Trevor Schneider's goal. Altitude 5 goals for this season, 11 goals against. Harbourside 4 goals for and 8 against. Altitude moving the ball around here, played up, couldn't be kept in there by Matthew Marshall, and it's going to be out for a Harbourside throw-in. Very fast-paced start here by both teams, as you'd expect. A win for Altitude today will still keep them bottom of the standings, but within 3 points off the playoff line. A Harbourside win moves them to 3rd in the standings. They will have played 2 games more though than other teams in the division, so this feels like a very important matchup for both of these sides. It's a heavy challenge going in there from Connor Hildebrandt in the early going, and it actually goes in the favour of Altitude there. Matt Mirasta couldn't believe that. He thought he was the man that had been fouled there. It was going to give Altitude a free kick just inside their own half. The big centre-back, Sako Kanati, taking this one. Back in a defensive role today after playing up front in the last match against Rivers FC. That was certainly an interesting one, and gives Valley Bass a different kind of string to his bow to have Kanati able to play up front as a big target man, or in the back as well, the 6'7" defender, more known for his defensive play, but certainly did not look out of place up front against Rivers. As George now sends one over the top, looking for Hildebrand, just gets a Harbourside head, and it's going to be out for a throw-in. Quickly taken by Altitude. It's going to be back to Kanati. He's going to play it across to his centre-back partner, Nathan Walters, and Altitude will bring this one slowly out the back here. Rodriguez trying to dance through the Harbourside attack, but Harbourside break that one up. Harbourside were in action midweek. You wonder if there's going to be any tired, heavy legs out there. It is a very warm day. There's a nice breeze though here at Kinsmen. This cross comes out the back post, just has a little bit too much on that for Raphael George to bring that down. And Harbourside now will try and break quickly. George though tracks back well to break that one up. And it's going to go back deep into the Altitude half, and they will build this one. It's too much on that for Rodriguez to build down. And it goes back to Marko Ilic. One of a number of players, Ilic, on this Harbourside side that plays his football in Pac West. A few Pac West players as well on this Altitude team. There's a loose one there. Hildebrand chasing this down. Good hustle there by Connor Hildebrand. He's got 1 assist so far on this season. Still looking for his first goal in Altitude colours. A player that has scored everywhere that he's played. Coming off another strong season in the Fraser Valley League, amateur league out in the Fraser Valley. Plays his football there for Abbotsford United. Altitude have a throw in deep in the Harbourside half. Sheffield dancing his way through there. Tries to get a shot off, but it's well blocked by Harbourside. Rodriguez though picks up the loose ball, keeps the pressure on here for the home team. Sheffield again sending a dangerous one, and Hildebrand just flashes one over the bar there. Took a good bounce there for the Altitude man. First time effort there from Connor Hildebrand, and just flies over Marko Ilic's bar. So we just move into the 6th minute here in North Vancouver. Crowd still filling up here on the far side, baked in sun over on the bleachers. Beautiful day for football in North Vancouver. Kanati floats that one forward, looking for George. Harbourside clear though. Beharry battling away, comes loose to Fremont. And Lucas Booth forced to play that back to Trevor Snyder under some Harbourside pressure. Harbourside only managed to score in 3 of their 6 matches that they've played so far this year, being kept off the score sheet on 3 occasions. Still looking for their first away goal as well. This is their 3rd away game. 4 games under their belt over in Nanaimo. Altitude know the importance of this one. Fally Bass and his team know that a win here will put them right back in the playoff picture. Harbourside as well have to get a win, you feel, today as well, because they will be at the midway point. They need to get these points on the board. Certainly a bit of a logjam in the League 1BC standings. 2 other games as well in the men's division taking place this Sunday. Declan Brown gets this one out to Beharry, Harbourside's leading scorer with 2 goals in the year. Making the switch to the Nanaimo side from the Highlanders, where he played the 2022 League 1 season. As Arbour tries to play that one forward, but it's broken up by Lucas Booth. He sends this one forward, looking for Conor Hildebrand, and he's in. Rounds Illich as well. The keeper gets a touch on it. Hildebrand manages to get a shot off, but it's blocked there by Matthew Coburn, and it's going to be out for an altitude corner on the far side. Great hustle again there from Conor Hildebrand, nearly getting round the keeper, but Illich doing well to get quickly off his line, cut down the angle for Hildebrand. And altitude have to make do with a corner on the far side. Raphael George over to take this one. Kanati moving to the back post as George sends this one over. Just meets a Harbourside head, and that's going to be out for, I think it's a throw-in on the far side. Can't quite see if it went out for a corner, but it does look like it is a throw-in. Beharry can get a full head on that, unable to get it clear again. Harbourside, it's been the story of the early going of this one. Altitude looking the far more dangerous side, really pressurising Harbourside very, very hard. Whenever Harbourside are on the ball, they don't have much time to think of a clearance, and there's been a lot of poor clearances from them so far. Walters, new haircut for Nathan Walters. He's going to step over this free kick. Thought he was going to send that one deep into the Harbourside box, but instead plays it back to his keeper. Kanati now. Long ball forward from Sako Kanati. Big up and under. Met well though by Matt Marassa. Just a loose one there, allowing Harbourside to get this clear. And Beharry now plays it inside again. Well broken up though by Altitude Fremont that time, as Rodriguez on the ball now, looking for some movement. Still looking to try and find a pass to play. Has to play it back to Shavula. Little give and go there between Shavula and Disakera. And Harbourside this time will break it up and bring it out from the back. Loose one there though, picked up by Raphael George. He's looking for the ball and instead just plays a loose one himself, and that's going to take a deflection on the way out. And Altitude's going to have another throw in midway in the Harbourside half here. You can see the breeze and the trees behind the bleachers there, and that's going to be much needed for these players this afternoon. It's beautiful in the shade where we're doing the commentary from, but out on the pitch it's certainly baking hot. Altitude playing up the slope in this first half. As Schneider sends a long one forward, looking for the head there of Marshall. Headed out instead by Declan Brown from Harbourside. It's going to be another throw-in for Altitude. Must have been double figures for the throw-ins already through the first 11 minutes of this one. As that ball poked inside, a challenge there, and Hildebrand, he stays on his feet though, tries to get a shot off, takes a deflection, and Illich has to be at full stretch to recover that one. You do wonder if Hildebrand had gone down there, if the referee may have pointed to the spot. Man in the middle for this one, David Schmidt-Schweda First assistant referee, Theo Dietrichson. Second assistant referee, Quentin Benetti. And Joshua Huving is the fourth official. Harbourside, a rare foray forward in the early going here. Winning a throw-in though, deep in the altitude half, in the nice shade here on the left-hand side of the pitch. It's going to be a long throw, played in by Marassa. That's a fantastic long throw, but it's right onto the head of Kanati. Breaks loose to the edge of the box to Purcell. And another loose one in the box as Arbour tries to direct that and goal. Couldn't really get any power on that, and that's easily picked up by Trevor Schneider. Kanati, a low one to Hildebrand. He flicks that onto George, who looked over right away to see if he was onside. The answer was a firm no from the linesman. Flag up very quickly there. Long cross field ball there, tries to get brought down by Declan Brown. Too much height on that. It's going to be out for an altitude throw-in. Declan Fremont wins that battle in the midfield. And Shavula tries to find Di Sakera up that left-hand side, but it's broken up by Harbourside. Good pace to this match so far. You feel Altitude know how important this game could be to their season. Only 1 point to show for their good efforts so far. Started the season with a 2-1 loss at Rivers. There's George in a tussle there with Declan Brown. Referee feeling the Altitude man committed a foul in the process to win that ball. The only point for Altitude so far came in their first home game on May 7th, a 1-0 draw with Unity. 5 goals to show so far for Altitude. 3 of those, though, have come from the spot, so only 2 open play goals so far. Those coming from the Langara Falcons players, Atos Di Sakera and David Rodriguez. As Harbourside flick this one on, Bilodeau tries to get past Matthew Marshall there, but good play there by the Altitude man. Bilodeau running out of room. Altitude just slowly building out the back at first, and a long ball forward there for Schneider. Been a few balls long in this one, but you don't see a lot from Altitude or from Falibas's side. Spoken regularly though in commentary that I do believe Route 1 still has a purpose in the game because so few teams play it, and you do wonder if Fally has maybe seen something from watching the game tape of this Harbourside side that they might be susceptible for these long balls over the top. Harbourside send that one forward, looking for Declan Brown again though, just has a little bit too much on that. First ever meeting between these two teams. Altitude will make the trip over to Nanaimo for the last game of the regular season on July 23rd. Wonder what might be on the line for both of those teams in that one. Flag up there on Declan Fremont. Harbourside certainly been a breath of fresh air. Could say maybe sea air if you want to go down the pun route, since they've come into League One this year. Getting good crowds for the matches over on the island. Have that rivalry as well now, the island rivalry against Highlanders. May 19th was the first island derby. Highlanders came out the better in that one in a 1-0 win. And a heavy coming together there near the centre circle. And it's going to be a free kick to Altitude. 17.5 minutes gone in this one. Still scoreless here at Kinsmen Field. Altitude, certainly the team that's been in the ascendancy, have dictated play, really controlled possession, and had a couple of looks on goal without really having to bring much of a save out of Marco Illich in the Harbourside goal. Trevor Schneider, not a lot to do so far as Kanati dances his way through. We saw that in the last game where he was playing up front, that for a big guy, he's certainly quite nimble on his feet. As I talked about, it's a good string to have in Fallybass's bow, because he can play a variety of positions. If you're needing to chase a game late on, you want to get a big bit of height in the box, stick him up front. Did start that last game against Rivers up front. Marasa now plays that inside to Sukabaheri. Back to Marasa, who's going to bring this one forward. He's looking for some movement, having to keep it and go himself. Back to Baheri, who's playing a very deep role, and he's got his pocket picked there by Hildebrandt, but flag up there. Baheri will switch this one over to the right side. Harbourside haven't had a lot of joy on the left. Can they get some joy now going up that right side? The answer is no, as it's broken up by Altitude. Long ball forward, looking for the header, Hildebrand, and then closed down well by Raphael George. They're certainly pressurising Harbourside every time they have a ball and that they're looking to try and play the ball forward. There's an Altitude man there closing them down. Great stuff so far by the North Shore side. Great communication as well from Trevor Schneider in the Altitude goal. He's talked his team through the first 20 minutes here. Rodriguez plays that into Fremont. He plays this into Raphael George, and an important foot there from Declan Bryan to poke that one away. If he hadn't got his foot on that, George was in there. It's going to be another corner coming up here to Altitude. Their second of the game, I think, by my count.
Rafa, let David go. Stay. Let's go, Luton! Attack the ball!
Corner in. Meets a Harbourside head though, and it's flashed a shot there by Rodriguez, and it stays in actually. Shavula manages to keep that in, plays it back to George. He sends that one into the box. Takes the deflection there off McKinty. Shavula still battling away. Gets a shot off, and it's right in the breadbasket there of Marco Illich, the Sate Trojans player. Good CCAA nationals there by Sate Trojans, the Calgary side. If I remember right, fourth place finish. They lost the bronze medal match, but Had a couple of good performances on the way, with Marco Ilic very strong in the goal for them. That's a loose one there, and it's a chance here for Beharry. He's a danger, as we know from his time in League One last season, and already 2 goals to his credit. Made history for Harbourside, getting their first ever men's goal in their home opener against Unity. Referee just explaining to the players that he stopped the game because he felt there was a head knock. And it has been given as a Harbourside free kick, much to the chagrin of the altitude bench and the altitude players. But standing over this is Suka Beharry. We've seen the Egyptian set-piece deliveries, and they are usually pinpoint. That's a dangerous one played in. Not one of his best ones, it has to be said, and it's cleared there by Lucas Booth. Played back in by Harbourside, and it's easily dealt with by Trevor Schneider as it just runs through to him. Nathan Walters now. Flicked on by Altitude. Takes a touch off a Harbourside hand, and it's going to be a free kick just inside the Harbourside half here. Just past the midway point now of this first half, still scoreless between these two teams. Maybe not too surprising when you look at their goals record so far this season. Altitude just managing 1.25 goals per game. Harbourside less than one at 0.67. As the ball comes into the back post there, Disakera tries to bring this one down. Still has it though, under pressure from Jordan McKinty. Plays it back to Riz Shavula. He takes a touch inside, gets a shot off, and it just goes past the left-hand post there. Ilic had that well covered, takes a deflection on the way through, and it's going to be a third corner kick in the afternoon coming up for Altitude. Raphael George over to take the kick. He seems to be on the corner kick duty on the far side, with Shavula on the near side here. Kanate again showing good movement. He's free, but the ball just over the top to him. Falls to Conor Hildebrand, who still has it, and he's under a bit of pressure there from Marco Ilic. Hildebrand calling for a penalty. Fally Bass calling for a penalty. Would have been harsh on Harbourside, you have to say, but there was contact there. He was bundled over, but the keeper usually gets the decision in those kind of 50-50 calls. It's the fourth official telling Fally to calm down on the touchline. Fallibas going to be happy with what he's seen from his Altitude side so far in terms of the press, in terms of the possession, dictating the play. Won't be happy that they've not really carved out too many clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities, as Kanate with a heavy challenge there on Taylor Arbour. Gives away a free kick to Harbourside midway in the Altitude half. Beharry and Purcell standing over it. Beharry walks away this time. He's going to leave it to Charlie Purcell. The Queen's University midfielder looking to try and get better delivery than Beharry had in the last one. In fact, he goes straight for goal there. That was ambitious there from Purcell. Had Trevor Schneider scrambling, but just didn't have the direction there. Must have liked what he'd seen in that top left-hand corner, just couldn't quite find it. But that will certainly keep Trevor Schneider on his toes for future free kicks there. Shavula dances away from his man. Forced to play it back though to Walters. And he can only play it up the left side and out of bounds. Harbourside with this throw in midway in the altitude half. Another loose ball that's picked up well. And now breaking forward here is Rodriguez. And a heavy challenge there. If it's De Sequeira, there's a heavy challenge there on De Sequeira. And that's the first booking of the afternoon. Coming in the 27th minute. Definitely a heavy challenge there on Athos De Sequeira. I think it was Tyson Chitani, the number 8, that got that one. It's actually Charlie Purcell that was tracking back that got the booking there.
Let's get it, guys! Make yourself room! Break your own space!
Altitude with a free kick here. Is Rodriguez going to go for goal? No, he lofts a lovely one into the head of Kanati, and that's a great header. An even better save there by Marco Ilic. Point blank reaction save there from the big Harbourside keeper. Great header from Kanati, showing the danger he can be with these high balls, but Ilic more than a match for it. Great stuff there from both teams. That's the closest either side have come so far to breaking the deadlock. Here's a looping one. Just goes over Ilic's crossbar there. You can see the altitude women's side just arriving behind Marco Ilic's goal. We're watching the action from the bleachers earlier on. Want to get a little bit more in the shade, and who can blame them? The sun does certainly beat down on those bleachers. And I know altitude would love to be able to get some covering on that bleachers, maybe a little bit extra put in as well. It's Purcell now. Switches this one across the field to Marasa. Beharry now. Forced to cut inside from the pressure from altitude, and that's great stuff again from altitude in the pressurising side. Altitude win the ball back there as Rodriguez plays that forward, looking for the free kick. Referee gives it for the second challenge there on Conor Hildebrandt. He's certainly been in the wars in the early going here. Always a big, battling, bustling player, Conor Hildebrandt. Former BC Soccer Player of the Year as well. Three-time actual BC Player of the Year, Conor Hildebrandt. One of a few players on this altitude side that has seen some time over in Europe. As Rodriguez now forced to turn away from Arbour. Rodriguez still on the ball, looking for some movement to try and get a pass. Plays it eventually inside to Shavula. He plays it back to Fremont. Now it's back to Lucas Booth. Marshall, nice one-touch pass there to Raphael George. He's got a lot of attention on him there, but the German's still dancing away. Still keeping hold of the ball. George still has it there. Hits the byline, sends a dangerous one in. And it's cleared temporarily for now. As a fierce shot comes in there from De Sequeira. Blocked though by Harbourside. And that one just eludes the foot of Booth, and Harbourside will finally get a chance to clear that one. They can't get it too far though, and it's won back by altitude again. Beharry under pressure. Comes away with it though. And the Egyptian Heavy tackle on behind, I thought there from Hildebrand. Referee lets it go. And now Rodriguez has a chance. Sends this one forward to Marshall. He's in the clear. The flag's not up. Marshall tries to centre that. He might have been better going for goal there, but Altitude have to settle for the corner kick now. 32nd minute and more Altitude pressure. As a player down for Harbourside, will give a chance for Altitude to get a little bit of a water break. Chance to regroup as well, and for Falibas to maybe give a few instructions. It does feel Altitude are the more likely to break the deadlock here. So far though, as we reach the 32.5-minute mark, neither side able to carve out that goal scoring chance that's going to give them the lead. Harbourside player back on his feet here. Certainly walking off a little bit gingerly. We'll keep an eye as to whether he is good to continue. It does look like it's going to be the end of the afternoon for him. Is Harbourside going to make a quick substitution? Tyson Chitani is the player making way. I think that was a reoccurrence from the earlier collision where he needed some attention. Number 6, Reese Farragher, the man coming on to replace him. It's a like-for-like switch. As it's a corner kick here to Altitude on the near side. Again, some good movement from Kanati in the box. As the ball comes in, just meets ahead, and it's Fremont flashes at that, can't fully connect. George, and a nice little back heel. The flag is up though. Good work though by Marco Illich to manage to keep it out anyway, but the little back heel to Conor Hildebrand saw the flag go up very quickly from the near side linesman. Just bouncing around in the air, and it's brought down eventually by the Nanaimo side, and that was a nice little attempt at a give and go there from Ambrose Tinmouth. DeSakera now cuts inside, still DeSakera can't get past that man to get a shot off, but does keep the ball, plays it back now to Rodriguez. He lined up looking like he was going to have a shot, plays it back to DeSakera, who does fire a shot, and that one is a bit wider pass than I thought it was going to be when it left his foot. But again, good movement there from Altitude to create that opportunity. They're being patient in front of goal. They're not forcing the shots. They're trying to get the space they need to get those shots off. It's Tinmouth now, the Guelph Griffin. Gives the ball away and it's picked up by Altitude again, and they will switch this one. Walters back to Schneider. Walters, long ball forward there, not really to anyone in particular. This was rugby, you'd say he was kicking for touch there, and he finds it, and it does pen Harbourside deep into their half. Not the worst thing he could have done there. Harbourside play that up, looking for Coburn. That's a long ball over the top for Purcell to try and bring down. In fact, it's not Purcell, it's Billowdew who forces a good save out of Trevor Schneider there. Best look on goal that Harbourside have had in this one, coming in the 38th minute from Billowdew. Pressure kept on and it's cleared. A good clearance there from Rodriguez. He had to get his foot on that one. And Farragher forced to play this one back to Illich. Ryan Farragher, that has come on, certainly got an interesting story to him. A rarity, I think, when you really look around the pro and the semi-pro ranks in Canada. He's from the Yukon. Was the first Yukon player to be selected for a Canada soccer camp. Has been involved in the futsal programme with Canada Soccer as well. As Tinmouth sends a dangerous one in, a good header away there from Marshall. Beharry ushering that one out, and Fremont does well to keep it in. I thought he'd done well to keep it in, it just had run out there. As Beharry will take this throw in now for Harbourside, midway in the Altitude half. Back to Beharry. Well broken up there by Lucas Booth. Stumble there from Purcell, breaking that up, and he's forced to play it out wide. Gets the ball back now. Rasa now. Out to Beharry. Beharry has been all over the pitch for Harbourside this afternoon in a good way. As Beharry goes, Harbourside goes, you kind of feel. And the Egyptian sends a lovely long ball there to the far side with a flag up for offside. And that's going to disappoint Kevin Lindo. Good ball there. The Harbourside coach, he'll be fairly happy to still be on level terms. Likely want to see a little bit more from a side in an attacking sense in the second half. So we're about to move into the last 5 minutes of the first half here. There'll be a few minutes added on, being a couple of stoppages to Chitani. And Beharry now takes a little touch on the way down there. I kind of thought he'd just caught his cleats in the grass, I have to say, but not sure if it was Fremont or Rodriguez that caught him there, but it is going to be a free kick to Harbourside, just inside the Altitude half. Their captain, Matt Marassa, standing over this. He's going to send this one deep into the box. Harbourside sent some big bodies into the box for this one too. Instead, Marassa plays the short one to Beharry. Beharry floats one in. Schneider out quickly off his line and does so well to recover that, but he spills it. It's a loose ball. It's still alive here for Harbourside. Lot of bodies in the box there and traffic for Schneider to get through, and I think it was a collision with his own man in the end that saw him spill that. Thought he had done so well to come out to get it in the first place. Harbourside now, Beharry. Harbourside enjoying their best spell in the game so far, but Farragher, under the pressure for Fremont, forced to play that one back. And they'll try and build it up the right hand side now. Coburn looking for the long pass, has to play the short one. And a nice lofted ball there, straight into the arms though of Schneider. Had too much on it for Noah Billadou to try and get on. George now gets a fortunate bounce, but it's well won back there by Brown. Marshall did well to get that, but Altitude this time forced back under the Harbourside pressure. Schneider plays that long. Lucas Booth now. North Shore native Booth. Another player that plays his football for Queen's Gales. A lot of players in League One on both the men and the women's side play their college soccer for Queen's University. Come back home to spend the summer with their families and play for their local side as Fremont brings that one down well. De Sequeira, nice little touch back to Rodriguez, who fires one, just has too much height on that, and that does not trouble Marco Illich or the Harbourside goal at all there. As we get into the last 2 minutes here at Kinsmen Field, either side have what it takes to find the breakthrough before the half. Harry deep this time, wanting the ball played up the field, instead gets it back, and a heavy little touch there from George. Harbourside looking for the free kick there. Instead it is going to be a throw in to Altitude. Raphael George, he's really been battling out there in the early going, wins another corner to his side here on the near side of the pitch as we're about to get into the last minute of regulation time here. With Shavula over to take this one again, as he has with all these corner kicks on the near side. Shavula sends a dangerous one at the back post. Illich fists it away. It's going to be brought down though by Rodriguez. It's going to send this one back in. Carries back through to Shavula at the back of the box. Dances past two defenders, still has the ball and just gets away from him as he tries to shot. And George then can't bring it out of the grass to get a shot. And now it's a quick break here for Harbourside. Schneider well out of his goal there, having to show some good footwork. Cool, calm stuff there from the Altitude keeper. Training during the week with Vancouver FC in the CPL. It's kind of unofficially the third keeper on Vancouver FC's books. If they end up having a goalkeeping crisis, he will be called up for duty. As it's 2 minutes time getting added on, the fourth official indicating here. As Altitude's going to have one last chance perhaps here from another corner kick. They've had a string of corners through this first 45 minutes. Best chance that they've had so far came off a free kick. Sako Kanati with a header that Illich turned away. Can they get another chance here? George sends another dangerous one in the box. Kanati meets that. It's still loose. Can anyone get a head onto that? Kanati out flat at the moment. The shot comes in from Rodriguez. Harbourside just happy to get any foot and get it out of there just now. Foot, head, just get it away. But now they've got a chance to break themselves, and it's Billadou. And he's got men forward as well, but he just took too long on the ball there. And that was well closed down by Declan Fremont as the flag goes up for offside from the far side linesman. We're in the last minute now of stoppage time here in the first half at Kinsmen Field. Well, Altitude get one last chance to get something going, to get in with the lead. That their play, you feel, would certainly deserve. They have dominated play, they've dominated possession. Both sides, though, have had their chances in this first half. Schneider sends a high, long one onto the head of George. Out instead by Marasa for an altitude throw-in. Tried to flick on there by Hildebrandt. High one, Sanati. Thought he'd actually fouled Bilodeau though. Thought he'd gone through the back, but referee happy with that challenge, and it's back for Schneider again. Sends another long ball forward. This time the referee brings it into the first half before George can bring that one down. Through 45 minutes here at Kinsmen Field, it's still goalless. It's Altitude nil, Harbourside nil. Both sides have had their chances. Neither have been able to get the breakthrough. We'll be back with the second half of this one. Does any side have what it takes to get the decisive breakthrough? And the referee gets the second half underway here at Kinsmen Field. David Schmidt-Schweda, the man in the middle. Goalless between Altitude and Harbourside. Altitude certainly the better team in that first half. Sako Kanati with the best chance really from either of these two teams, with a header in the 29th minute. Brilliantly saved by Illich. As a through ball here, looking to try and get Hildebrandt. Played through. Best chance for Harbourside came with about 7-8 minutes off the half to go. Noah Bilodeau with a shot that was saved by Trevor Schneider. Don't see any changes for either side at the half, but we'll keep you posted if and when we notice any of them. There was one change in the first half for Harbourside when Ryan Farragher was forced to come on for Tyson Chitani late in that half. As the ball played out, looking there for the talismanic Sukabaheri. Just too much on it though from Taylor Arbour, and it's going to be out for an altitude throw-in. Played forward, flicked on, up in the air. Fremont battling away. He's been so good in this midfield through the first 45 minutes. Battling for every ball. Always impressed by Declan Fremont in these games that we've been doing. Harbourside trying to get something going there, but easily mopped up by Walters, who plays it back to Schneider, and Schneider will send this one long. Again, Harbourside unable to clear the danger, and it allows Altitude to keep something going. Rodriguez lining up for the shot there, didn't have a clean one. Looking for a bit of help now. Still Rodriguez, the Peruvian. Plays it back to Lucas Booth. And he's in turn forced to play that one back. Back to Booth now. Hildebrandt flashes one that doesn't trouble Marco Illich at all, and it's well wide in the end for Altitude. First real looking goal for them in this half. Marasa plays that across the back line. It's going to come to Matthew Colburn. Officially listed as 6'3", but when you see him in front of you, it's like looks way bigger out there. VIU Mariner, one of a number of VIU Mariners on this side. Harbourside also led by Mariners head coach Kevin Lundo. Marshall broken up by Baheri, who again has been everywhere for Harbourside this afternoon. Kanati, nice outside pass there to Di Sakera. He plays it inside to George, but it's broken up temporarily by Harbourside, and unfortunately takes a touch off Di Sakera, and he's not able to keep that one in, and it's going to be a throw-in to Harbourside midway in their own half. Beherry shakes off the challenge there from Booth and sends that one forward. Chance here for Arbour. Gets to the ball, sends one into the box, a dangerous one at the back post, and flicked away there by Altitude, and they had to win that header. Rodriguez back doing a defensive shift there. A good tackle coming in there from Farragher. Taking it off the foot of De Sequeira, and it's going to be a throw in to Altitude midway in their half here. Shavula inside to Booth. Plays this forward to Hildebrand. He's got two men, manages to get away from the first one. Still got two men on him, can't get past Coburn. You see the difference in height there, but it's the smaller man, Hildebrand, that comes away with it. Looking for the 1-2 by Fremont, but Fremont forced to take that one wide. De Sequeira now sends one into the box to Hildebrand. Tries to bring it down for the acrobatic shot. And away by Harbourside. Beherry now is going to be breaking up the left-hand side. Beherry plays one in. Shouts for handball there from Harbourside on Shavula, but he gets that one away well. Brought down by De Sequeira. Nice little touch inside. He was looking for either a run for Fremont or for Hildebrand, but Hildebrand was in an offside position. Could not go for that one. Altitude have scored in all of their 4 matches so far this season. Kept off the score sheet through the first 50 minutes of this one. Harbourside still looking for their first away goal. This is their 3rd road match of the season. As De Sequeira closing down there on Coburn, but Coburn gets it away, and now Harbourside get a chance to move. Arbour plays a ball forward there that's just straight into the arms of Schneider. Didn't get the direction he wanted on that. Was trying to set up Declan Brown to run in on that. Just got too much on it, and it just went into the arms of the Altitude keeper. The former Whitecaps residency alumni. There's a way to say well won there by Fremont, but judged illegally so by the referee, and it's going to be a free kick now coming up for Harbourside that they'll take quickly. Teignmouth. Beherry under the challenge from George there. The German on the Egyptian. And the call goes the way of the Egyptian. Coburn, long ball forward onto the head of Walters. Harbourside showing some urgency now. Brown plays that one out to McKinty, who's got himself far up the pitch. Coburn again towering over Hildebrand. That certainly looks a mismatch right there as De Sequeira tries to poke that by, but Farragher back quickly to recover that ball. Plays it back to Illich, who has to get it away really fast there as the press on from Altitude forces that turnover, but in turn Altitude turn it over from Kanati. And it does look like there has been a substitution come on at the half. Alex Didami, the number 19, has come on for Harbourside. Try and work out who has made way. Thinking it might be the number 16, Charlie Purcell. As Altitude now bring this one forward, and a bit of hesitation there from Hildebrand allows Farragher to nip in and play that back to his keeper. Billadou. Great play here by Altitude, and the pace of De Sequeira keeps this one alive. De Sequeira cuts inside. Still De Sequeira pokes this one inside. Rodriguez now forced to play that out wide. Little give and go there between George and Marshall. Doesn't quite reach Marshall on the return, and in turn Marshall commits a foul, and it's going to be a breathing spot there for Harbourside as Beharry sent tumbling to the deck again. Altitude though win it back quick from the free kick, and George sends a lovely ball into the box over the head though of Hildebrand and well away by Coburn. De Sequeira though gets his pocket picked in. It's a chance for Teignmouth to bring this away. Plays it up now to Arbour. Arbour and Kanate wins that battle. Arbour still poking there about, and it takes a big foot there from Walters to clear that one up the field for Altitude. And George keeps on that one as well, putting Marassa under a bit of pressure there. George battling it away there with Teignmouth. Beharry plays that one over, and a chance now for Harbourside to switch this to the other side and get something going. McKinty forced to take a touch inside. Still has the ball there, McKinty. Plays it out to Bilodeau. Bilodeau's got Shavula in front of him. Forced back, and it's just a trailing leg there by Rodriguez. Catches Bilodeau, and the referee calls it back. Valleybass not happy with that decision. I can see where the referee caught it though. There was a little foot out by Rodriguez that caught Bilodeau. And it's Alex Didame standing over this one for Harbourside, the half-time sub. Another one of the VIU Mariners player on this Harbourside team. Didame sends that to the back post, and forced to get played out there by Nathan Walters, and it's going to be the first corner off the half to Harbourside, and Beharry's going to go over to take this one here in approaching the 57th minute. Beharry, the UNBC Timberwolf, sends another dangerous ball in onto the head of Kanate and flicked away. Beharry's delivery all season long has been fantastic. As McKinty back to take this throw in from the clearance. Walking to the halfway line, seeing how far ahead he can get before the referee calls him back. McKinty on the Whitecaps League 1 BC side last season. As Rodriguez takes that one away from Farragher, he looks to see who he can play it to. Still Rodriguez tries to play that inside to George, and it comes off Coburn into the path of Illich, who goes down very dramatically there. Didn't see anything really in that from Connor Hildebrandt. I think Illich maybe just fell a little bit awkwardly and has cramped up as he did. You hear the screams from Marco Illich. They're in a lot of pain. McKinty maybe not doing the cramp easing the way that he is wanting. Illich is strapped up on that leg, so I don't know if he's maybe aggravated it a little bit. Crowd enjoying themselves up on the bleachers. If you're watching this and you think to yourself, I should get out to a game at Kinsmen Field, yes, you should, because it's a great atmosphere. The team do so well in putting on a good match day experience. There's burgers, there's beer garden from Whistler Brewing Company, halftime entertainment between the matches as well. Altitude's done really well at building up a strong community and family atmosphere here on the North Shore. Nothing beats getting out to these games, and it means you don't have to listen to me doing the commentary as well, which is always a good thing. Can't beat a live match day experience. Illich still getting a lot of treatment here. Harbourside do have Cal Weir on the bench. And it looks like the referee is signalling to the Harbourside bench that they might need to make a substitution here. But instead, there's a couple of outfield substitutions coming on now for Harbourside. Coming on is number 4, Daniel Tume Saru, and the number 12, Began Mowbray. Going off, number 15, Noah Billadu, and number 20, Taylor Arbour. As we just get a few seconds over the hour mark here at Kinsmen Field. Surprised to see Noah Billadu coming off, I've got to say. I felt he's been one of the better Harbourside players this afternoon. Very much involved in this. Illich still seemingly in a bit of pain, but looks like he's going to be good to continue. The Altitude fans chanting, we want Rafa, they want Raphael George to go over and be on that side of the pitch for them to cheer on. And that actually looks like it's the end of the afternoon for Marko Illich. I mean, it just seemed such an innocuous challenge, just the way he landed. I don't know if it's cramp, I don't know if it is his hamstring. He does have those shorts on under his shorts, like the compression shorts. But that is the end of the afternoon for Marko Illich. Cal Weir going to be coming on. Cal Weir, the second player for Harbourside from Yukon that's going to be in the pitch in this game. We're seeing, you don't see many players from the Yukon. Now we've got 2 of them on. And I think it was Cal Weir a couple of weeks ago at Swangard Stadium had asked the Swan Guardians to be respectful and not shout at him and give him abuse. You can imagine how well that went as that game went on. He's not going to have the Altitude fans behind his goal. As Weir gets his first touch of the afternoon, the action is back underway. 62 minutes, 42 seconds gone in this one. We'll have a little bit of time to add on, so you can expect about maybe 35 or so minutes still left in this one for one of these teams to get the breakthrough as Disakera charges that one down from Coburn. Shavula over now with the throw-in inside to Booth. Rodriguez let that one go through his legs. McKinty there to take it away before Disakera could get it and turn. Shavula back to Rodriguez. Well kept in there by Shavula. Saru felt otherwise, but definitely looked in from where I was, and Shavula still has it as he dances past Farragher now. Hits the byline, still Shavula. Plays this one inside and it's poked away by Harbourside. Rodriguez though keeps it alive for Altitude. Knocks it well past Tinmouth there, and it's still Rodriguez hits the byline himself now as Farragher has to come in with a crunching challenge to take that out for a corner kick for Altitude. Good spell of pressure here from Altitude, and you want to try and test the new keeper. Not long on the pitch, Cal Weir. You want to try and put him under pressure here with a shot, get some traffic maybe in front of him in the box, as Nathan Walters is going up to do just that and stand in front of the keeper. Corner kick's played in. De Sequeira swings at that, but only manages to play it out to Rodriguez instead. And that one cut out well now by Harbourside as Declan Brown is powering forward for the Nanaimo team. Brown still has it. Plays that inside to Beharry. And Altitude managed to get back now and force that one to get played out wide to McKinty. McKinty plays that into the box. Header there from Shavula. As Coburn keeps it alive at the halfway line for Harbourside. Saru plays that out to McKinty. He plays that out wide, looking for Tinmouth. Just has too much on it. And that is going to run out for a goal kick to Altitude. The number 4, Daniel Saru, that came on for Harbourside, very interesting player, has been playing over in Italy in the 5th tier. So you've got to have some quality to be playing even at the lower levels over in places like Italy and Germany. Scored 4 game-winning goals as well in the Eccellenza division for ASD Real Guglielmesi. Probably murdered that, so apologies to any Italians watching this booth. Plays this one through to Hildebrand, and Hildebrand, oh, the flag is up. I was away to say he's got his first goal as an Altitude player, and much like the last time he had it in the back of the net, the linesman spoils the party with the flag up. Oh, and you see the disappointment on Conor Hildebrand's face there. Thought he'd give Altitude a 66th minute lead, but instead we're still goalless here at Kinsmen. As Harbourside bring it out on the far side now, they've got a chance to get a break. Brown with a shot, well blocked. Rodriguez plays this one out. It was a lovely through ball from Booth to Hildebrand to set that one up. But that should give Altitude a spring in their step that they can breach this back line. Saru plays this one forward to his fellow sub that came on, Mowbray. Tussle in the middle of the park. McKinty now keeping it alive for Harbourside, playing it in. Kanati doing well, couldn't fully clear it though, but Altitude keeping this one alive as Rodriguez goes down in a heap from Saru. The other sub that came on, the number 12, he's down on the team sheet as Begin Mowbray. He's down though in my notes as Mowbray Begin, so you can take your pick which one of those two you want. The 19-year-old from Le Havre in France. Played last year with Mount Royal Cougars in Canada West. 2 goals and 5 assists for the Frenchman. Now, it was a really good season for him as this long ball forward. Another chance here for Hildebrand. He just can't get on that. Cal Weir out quickly to collect instead for Harbourside, and Harbourside will now try and build something themselves. And it's going to be a corner kick coming up now for Harbourside. Altitude, as I mentioned, haven't failed to score in any of their first games. They also haven't kept a clean sheet though in any of their first 4 matches. 2 clean sheets from the first 6 for Harbourside, and they are still going for their 3rd one this afternoon. Also still going for their first road goal. Will it come from this corner as the Referee just calming things down in the box. Harry with the corner kick sends this one in over the head of Coburn. Falls nicely though for Teignmouth. His cross cleared by Altitude, and Disakera stops that for going in. Plays it off Teignmouth. The loose ball to Shavula, back to Disakera. He's going to play this one up onto the big head of Coburn there. Well, normal sized head, big body. As Hildebrand plays that inside to Fremont. Those two have linked up so well this afternoon so far. Hildebrand though forced to play that back to Shavula. Walters now out to Kanati. Long ball forward from Kanati, looking for George. He's in a tussle there with Brown, and the decision goes the way of Altitude. It comes off the Harbourside defender for a throw-in to Altitude midway in the Harbourside half here. Quickly taken, but it's broken up, and Beharry now has a chance to break here for Harbourside. Needs a little bit of support. As the time the support came up, it was broken up though by Altitude, and it was Fremont again breaking that one up, as it's now back with Shavula. Kanati to Booth. Disakera gets through two men. He's got a chance. He's got Hildebrand ahead of him. Keeps holding the ball. Still Disakera. Plays it out to George. Raphael George now gets the better of Brown, but Brown gets a trailing leg that just knocks it out for another Altitude corner here on the far side. 71st minute here at Kinsmen Field. Altitude pushing hard, trying to get this breakthrough goal. With Shavula over to take this, as he has for a lot of the corner kicks on the right side in the first half, continuing this on the right side in the second. Shavula now, another curler into the near post. McKinty's head sends this dangerously up into the air. Kanati knocks it down. It's cleared by Harbourside, not too far though. Kanati keeps it alive, knocks it out to Shavula. Takes a touch inside, still Shavula. And this shot doesn't have a lot of direction on it, and it's going to go wide of the Harbourside post. It's going to be a goal kick to the Nanaimo team. Not a lot of movement on the Altitude bench, but looks like we are going to get a substitution soon. It looks like Stasia Hale is going to be the man coming in. Attacking options on the bench for Altitude. Just now though, it's Harbourside on the attack as McKinty. Nice little ball played outside there to Dadami. Altitude win it back though, and you have to get it out of that danger zone. There's a lot of pressure coming in from Harbourside. And a loose ball there given to Beharry. That's not the man you want to give that away to. Beharry, little flick back. Schneider out well to pick the loose ball up, and he's going to quickly get this underway with a long ball up here for Altitude. Marshall playing a very advanced role now, but Matt Mirasa does well to win that for Harbourside. Had sent Brown free, but broken up again by Fremont. As Rodriguez now plays it outside to his Langara Falcons teammate, Atos Disakera. Disakera again. Farragher though takes that one off his foot. He's got Saru on his outside. We are going to get the Altitude substitution now. It is Stasia Hale coming on here in the 74th minute. And it's Connor Hildebrand making way. He's put in a hell of a shift this afternoon. Thought he had got the opening goal, but just chopped off for being offside. shaking his head as he comes off the pitch there, Connor. And still looking for that first goal as an altitude player. Coburn picks up this ball just inside the altitude half. It's Harbourside. They've enjoyed a good spell of pressure the last 5 minutes. Haven't really tested Trevor Schneider. He's not had a ton to do this afternoon. Marko Ilic was certainly the busiest keeper of the 3 that we've seen now this afternoon. As Fremont battling away there with Declan Brown, and Altitude get the favour. I think it's out for another corner kick here. It might be a throw-in deep in the Harbourside half. Wasn't too sure where that ball had gone out. I was watching Brown going down the heap. And there's going to be another corner kick coming up for Altitude. Into the last 15 minutes here. There'll be a good chunk of stoppage time though. Altitude have got some late goals. 3 of their 5 goals coming in the last quarter of an hour. As Shavula sends that curler in. It's cleared. Beharry plays it back and it's just a long ball forward now, and Saru has a chance to chase that down. Booth gets to that, sends that one forward. The header though back to Saru, and that's a loose one from the Calgary player. As Kanati still up from that corner kick. In a tussle there with Coburn. That's a battle of the big men. Sacco's 6'6", Coburn 6'3", and they didn't look a big difference in size between them. Definitely think Coburn is more than 6'3". As the ball closed down there well by De Siqueira, but it just bounces and is picked up in the middle of the park by Harbourside. Marassa now, the captain for Harbourside, looking for some movement, has to play it inside instead. Saru. Beharry. He's been in the thick of the action all afternoon for Harbourside. And he's back on the ball again now. Plays that looking forward there for Begin Mowbray. As De Siqueira looking to play in a hail, but the run wasn't really made and the ball wasn't really there from the Brazilian. It's Marassa now on the left side. Into Beharry. Plays a nice diagonal ball looking for Saru, but that's just going to run through to Schneider and he'll easily collect that one. Cal Weir, very vocal in the Harbourside goal. Certainly feels a lot more vocal than Marko Ilic was earlier in the game. It's a heavy challenge there on Marshall, who goes down in a heap just inside the Harbourside half, and is going to win a free kick for his side. No Sairub for Falibas to call on this afternoon. Does have Kyle Hansen on the bench if he wants to get a big target man in. Aheo now battling it out with Saru. Ball takes a bounce in Harbourside's favour, and McKinty will now get a chance to get the throw in midway in his own half. There's another substitution coming up here for Harbourside. Making way is number 7, Suka Beharry. A little bit of a surprise. He has been the man that everything has gone through for Harbourside this afternoon, but he also has put in a hell of a shift out there. Maybe get some fresh legs, and that fresh legs comes from Juan Rubiano, another VIU Mariner player. Originally played for the Mariners in 2018, but left to play pro in the US, in Canada. Got an injury though, which has seen him return to school. Now playing his soccer this summer with Harbourside in their inaugural season. And that long ball would for Disakera to chase down. Weir had to be out with a header to clear that danger. Now McKinty's got a chance to break. Saru out to McKinty. McKinty's certainly been a lot more involved in this second half for Harbourside. Farragher plays that inside to Teignmouth. He'll play it out to the sub that's just come on, Rubiano. Rubiano plays that one through. No run made, and that's just going to run through instead to Trevor Schneider in the Harbourside goal. Looks like another sub going to be coming up for Altitude as well. George had a first heavy touch but recovered well. Pokes that forward to Rodriguez, who plays that diagonal ball to the far side to Marshall. He takes a touch inside and the shot comes in. It's bouncing loose and a hail with a chance just a few yards out. But it gets the foot. I think it was McKinty that got the foot. It was McKinty or Marassa that were in there to put a hail off. Managed to get a vital foot on that to send it over the bar as a hail looked like it was going to put Altitude in the lead there. We're into the last 10 minutes now. And it's another corner on the far side to Altitude. This time it's Rodriguez that's over for it. Rodriguez doesn't get a lot of height on that, and it just gets clear to the edge of the box. And Saru's got a chance to bring this out now for Altitude. He's got McKinty making a run. Sorry, not McKinty, that is Teignmouth, the 22, making the run. Good challenge there from Rafa George to break that fast counter-attack up from Harbourside. Teignmouth, though, plays it out. Twisting and turning there is Mowbray. The Harbourside forced to play this one back. Rubiano just twisted and turning but not getting given any room by Altitude. Both teams have put in really strong defensive shifts in this one, made it difficult for either side to carve out any real clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. As Coburn sends a lovely ball out wide, but offside, flag up very quickly there. As Altitude going to make at least one sub here, possibly a couple more. Harbourside also about to make a sub. And it's going to be Jordan McKinty making way for Harbourside. Coming on the number 5, Nathan Chow. Bernardo Illoz coming on for Altitude. Declan Fremont, the man to make way. Great shift from Declan Fremont this afternoon. I've got him right up there as my man of the match so far. As Rodriguez down getting some treatment, that's going to allow a quick water break for players on both teams here. Nathan Chow, the midfielder that's come on for Harbourside. Another island player from Campbell River. Likes the island so much that he plays his college soccer out in PI with the Panthers. 30 appearances last year for Chow. 3 goals and 4 assists. He's definitely an attacking and a creative player that Harbourside have now brought on, so that's somebody for Altitude to certainly watch for, the number 5, Nathan Chow. Booth with a long header forward, well cleared though by Coburn. He has been all over the park this afternoon as well for Harbourside. Coburn and Beharry, my 2 players of the game, I'd say just now for Harbourside. A tussle in the middle of the park. Look at Booth coming away with it, and Booth again on the ball, going down in a heap under the attention of Saru, and the decision is going to go the way to Altitude. There's Brandon Bangambi coming on now. Raphael George making way out on the far side of the pitch. Bangambi can play defensive, can also play in the wing as well. He's taking a more advanced position for the rest of this afternoon. Can play on the wing, can play full back, wing back. Was with Altitude last year, made 10 appearances and did get a goal for them. Oh, what Falibas would want for him to get a goal this afternoon. Feel this is a must-win game really for both of these teams. As Disakera with a shot, and the loose ball nearly broke favourably for Altitude there. Shavula sends a dangerous one in. Kanati up in an advanced role now. Bangambi with a shot. Can't get that on target, and that's just going to go over the bar and behind for a Harbourside goal kick. Yeah, I do feel this is a must-win game for both of these teams, just in the grand scheme of the playoff pictures. A win would still keep Altitude bottom of the table, but it would close the gap on that playoff line. Still a lot of football to be played, but with things being so tight, you have to start getting these wins soon. Altitude left it late last year before they got their first win, and then went on a great run in the second half of the season. Don't feel that would be good enough for them this year to necessarily get into the playoffs. They're still badly needing a striker, and old Falibas is trying to add another striker to his roster. Shavula plays this to Disakera. Nice little back heel back to Shavula. And a heavy challenge there from Saru, and I wonder if the referee might bring the card out here. It's just a talking though to the Harbourside man. And it's going to be a free kick to Altitude in a dangerous position here in the 87th minute. Moving into the last 3 minutes here at Kinsmen Field. Can Altitude get the breakthrough that the play has deserved this afternoon? Hale plays the shot on the referee, saying wait for the whistle. He wasn't ready there. Second chance here for Altitude. Hale standing over this one. Sends a dangerous one in the back of the box. Kanati up with a header. Can't direct that on target though, and it's going to be wide for another Harbourside goal kick here. It's time running out. It'll be interesting to see how much time gets added on. I feel there's a good 5 minutes of stoppage time in this. So we now move into the last 2 minutes here. 2 minutes plus stoppage time. I think there could be 6, 7, maybe even 8 minutes left for one of these teams to get the breakthrough. Harbourside seem quite happy with the point just now, not in any urgency to get on with this. As Cal Weir sends this one high and long, only onto the head of Walters. Brought down well by Disakera. Disakera twisting, turning, gets that taken off him though, but foul goes against Harbourside. Nathan Chow with a tackle. I didn't see much in that, I've got to say, but There's been a number of calls going against Altitude this afternoon, so they'll be happy to get that one. As Schneider gets to the halfway line to take this. They know how important a win is here for them to get their first win of the season. He wants everyone up for this one, within reason. Schneider sends a good deep one long, but just doesn't get the direction, gets too much on that, and Cal Weir easily collects that. And distributes this out to the left. As Brown sends that up. Rubiano. Tinmouth now looking for some movement on the right, doesn't see it. Harbourside stay on the left. That does seem to be where they've had the best of their play in this half. It's a loose ball. Tinmouth nearly gets to that. Sends it forward. Desikera brings it down. Oh, if he'd just knocked it past Farragher, then he had room ahead of him to run, but good play to break that up by Farragher. Saru now plays a neat little ball inside. That one comes out now. Farragher back to Saru. Saru breaks into the box, gets a shot off, takes a deflection of Shavula, and that's going to be out for a goal kick. I thought it had come off the defender for Altitude, as it is 6 minutes of time getting added on here. 6 minutes for Altitude to get something going. Can they get this breakthrough goal? They did score in their home opener in the 96th minute. Can history repeat itself this afternoon? The throw in, it's quickly taken, but referee wanting to call this back to have a look at the Harbourside player that's down on the far side. Definitely feels that Harbourside will be happy with a point here. Would take their tally to 7 for the season. 7 though from 7 games played, which you don't feel is necessarily playoff material. It's a loose one there, mopped up by Walters as he sends this one up the right flank. It can get kept in there by Harbourside. Brown playing that one forward. Looking for Rubiano, and it's quickly taken from the throw in here as Kanati sends this one forward. There was a chance there. Kyle Hansen has come on, the number 9, the forward for Altitude. Did not see who went off for him. As Shavula and Desikera link up again. Shavula gets past one man, can't get past the second. As Chow can't keep that in, and it's going to be a throw in deep in the Harbourside half. The referee just checking on something in the box. Shavula deep down by the corner flag now. Into the 3rd minute of the 6 allotted as Aheo does well to turn this man. Aheo in the box, dancing through, gets a touch, shot off Farragher there, and it's going to be another corner kick coming up here for Altitude. Aheo over to take this one. Altitude getting all their big men up. Walters is there, Kanati is there making a nuisance of himself. Kanati dancing away, and again the referee just calming things down there and not letting things go. It's been a very stickler, I've got to say, the referee this afternoon. Just maybe not letting things flow as much as I would have liked. As Aheo now. Not a great delivery, but it bounces through dangerously. It's loose. Ilos with the shot. And that doesn't miss by much as it flies over Cal Weir's bar there. We've got 3 minutes of stoppage time left. Still time for either team to muster another chance. Altitude have had the better of the opportunities this afternoon. Only real one of note from Billadoo in the first half for Harbourside that I can really remember. As a dangerous one played up there by Walters. He brings it down. There's a shout for a handball in the box. That would have been very harsh on Altitude as Shavula paces forward. Disakera's got pace, but so does Chow, who is back to hit this into the trees. Disakera want to get on with this quickly, but again, the referee over, speaking to the linesman and the fourth official as Harbourside were calling for a handball there. Was a bit worried that we were going to see that as a delayed call. Instead, it's going to be a long throw here from Disakera. Sends this into the box, onto the head of Coburn. You need a lot more height to get over Coburn. Iloz, it's brought down. Iloz battling away in the middle there with Dadame, and the decision goes Dadame's way, and a yellow card coming out for Iloz as well. Don't see, I mean, that was basically a foul, never mind a yellow card there for Bernardo Iloz. And again, this just slows the game down and it breaks it up from an altitude point of view. And Marassa leaves that now for Calweir. Harbourside definitely feel like they've come for a point and they're going to just settle for a point. They do maybe have a chance though to snatch something dramatic as we are about to move into the last minute of stoppage time here, and a long ball there from Weir. Too long, it just can't get brought down there by Coburn. And Weir telling his defenders to get back quickly. It's probably still time for one last chance for one of these teams as another decision goes against Altitude. This could be the last action of the match as Rubiano sends a high one into the Altitude box. It's met by Marshall. He's been fantastic this afternoon. As the ball plays forward, and that is the final whistle here at Kinsmen Field. No goals, not for the lack of trying between these two teams. Altitude did have the ball in the back of the net in the second half from Connor Hildebrand. Ruled off for an offside decision. Altitude the better of the chances, but two good defensive showings from both these teams. A point apiece is what it's going to have to be. Altitude will stay in 8th and move on to the 2-point mark. Harbourside now reach the halfway point of their season. They will be on 7 points from 7 games, and as happy as they are to get their 4th draw of the year, they need to start getting wins on the board if they want to sort of get into this playoff line picture and sort of make a push for the postseason. Player of the match for me, from the Harbourside point of view, I've got to give this. I think we saw some good play from Matt Marassa. We saw some good stuff from Matthew Coburn as well. Player of the match though for me from Altitude has to go to number 15, Declan Fremont, with a big hat tip to number 6, Matthew Marshall as well. We're goalless here in the men's division. The women's game is coming up next. Join us for that.